Oh, hello everybody. Welcome. We have a studio audience tonight. Today.
This is so weird because I had just gotten used to like being back in the home studio and the comments are like, oh, I like it. It's more intimate in the home studio. And now we definitely have an audience.
We definitely have an audience. I like it though, because then I as a stand-up, I need to know in real time how funny I was.
You really feed off the audience
Yes.
when we podcast. Well, just like in general.
My whole life.
Yes. Yes. Whereas I would rather not have one.
I like the outfit. What's going on? Tell us a little bit about it.
I don't know.
We're
What do
just
you want me to say
we're
about it?
Getting into summer.
Feeling a little 80s?
Is that 80s? I don't know. Is that
I don't
80s?
know. Like my
Is that
neon,
80s?
my neon colors. Is that 80s or neon?
I don't know.
I know. Why am I talking fashion? With
Is
you?
it
Moving right along?
Is it a rental?
No, it's a keeper.
Did you rent it and then decide to keep it, or you bought it?
No, I went into the store to buy something else completely different and saw it and bought this too.
Well, do you?
Why all the clothing questions this morning?
I don't know. You look cute. I want to give you a little pickle tickle later, maybe. I mean, big pickle tickle. Did I say little? Did I say little? No, big. I'm fucking myself up. You all heard it. No, since we are talking about it, and we have two other women in the audience, do you think renting clothes is the way to go?
I do.
Angela, have you ever thought about renting clothes? Tatiana, have you ever thought about it?
We talked about it now.
Well, I did it because
Give me the pros and cons for the ladies.
I started because we had started filming this podcast and I was pregnant, but we hadn't shared that I was pregnant yet. And so I just did not feel good in my clothes. And so I was like, you told me, you were really sweet. And you said, look, just go buy clothes so that you feel good. If you're going to be on camera, you feel confident. And I was like, okay, I'll rent clothes because I'm just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
The boobs too.
And then in my head afterwards, I was like, well, then after I have the baby, I'm going to get smaller and smaller and smaller.
Okay, let's take away one of those smallers.
Yeah, which did not happen. Which did not happen like I had planned. But now I always have something that I feel good in.
What does it cost? What is if you were telling Angela or if you were telling Tatiana, this is how I do it, this is what it costs.
There are different rental companies that range.
We should get a fucking sponsorship for this.
We
by the way.
should, but that's why I'm not going to use.
Don't use the company
that I
use,
use. But
fuck that.
But there are different rental services that range anywhere from probably from like the low end is probably somewhere between $60 and $80 a month, probably closer to $80.
Okay, if you pay $80 a month, how many outfits do you get?
Well, I don't know. I don't know every service. I pay
for your service.
Okay, I pay about $100 a month, and I get 6 items a month, and I get to choose what they are. And I
6 items. That's it.
Yes, that's it. But I online shop
For
from the
$100.
comfort of my bed. Yes.
Why is that worth it?
Because I always have something I love to wear. And I always feel good in my clothes. And here's the truth. I don't go to a store to shop anymore. It's very rarely I go into a store and try on clothes.
Where I see it comes in handy is like when we do Vegas. Or we have a wedding. Or we have a
Realistically, you and I often have something on our calendar every month.
Because when my sister calls me and tells me, because she has 3 daughters and they're all going to prom. They're all
specialty dresses. Holy cow.
What?
Like, yes, for a dress that you'll only wear once? That's insane. That's insane.
I think my sister was like, oh, each dress is like $300. I'm like, $300? And there's 3 of them.
And they're only going to wear it once.
So you're looking at $900 to go to prom? And that's just the dress?
Yeah. That's not the shoes. That's not the purse. That's not the hair.
So
that's
how
not
much
the
would it be
nails.
if she rented it? $100?
Yeah, you could rent a dress for $100 online to have it for 3 days. They send it to you. It's clean. You wear it. You send it back.
But they also send different sizes in the same dress, right?
Well, so there's one service that does more specialty items. So if I need something really special, I'll use Rent the Runway.
Okay. First of all, to be clear, not all women wear an outfit once.
No, most women don't wear an outfit once.
Yeah, you can wear the same thing twice.
Yes, but if it's like prom, those girls are never going to wear that dress again.
But I'm saying that was my issue, is that we have this huge fucking closet. You have all this shit in there, and you wear it once.
Oh, so is this why the questioning started? So that you could bitch at me about something? What's your
I'm not
complaint?
bitching. I'm just
What is
saying.
what is the actual complaint, Steve Trevino? So
I'm
that I
not-
know what I have to.
I am
what
trying
my
to
rebuttal is.
understand the psychology behind. I'll be honest with you. I like you wearing different stuff. I think you look cute. I like that you do it. You're very stylish.
Because you wear the same thing every day.
I wear the same shit. Jared wears the same shit. I guarantee you he's wearing that. There's pictures of him in that outfit. I can assure you.
No, you know what it is? It's not about the clothes. It's about the way a woman feels in her clothes. I'm nicer to you if I like the way I look. That's what it really
That is
goes
fucking.
down to.
That's threatening. That was a threat.
No, I'm
Get me shit I like, and I will be nice to you. That is
no.
a threat,
No, but
right? That's basically a fucking threat.
no.
Get me nice shit, or I will not be nice to you.
No, what I should have said is that a woman who feels confident and good in her clothes is a nicer human.
That's kind of sad, right?
No, but
Yeah,
like,
please.
But like in
We got
general,
Mason here,
no,
too.
No, because
She's saying you can't add
no,
anything.
listen, because an insecure man is a pain in the ass, right? I think any wife would say the same thing, that like an insecure husband
you know?
is a pain.
I'm not insecure.
I didn't say you were.
I'm just saying that.
I didn't say you were.
Look, what were you going to say,
I
Mason?
was going to say, I took my fiance to get her hair done. $600 later.
Oh, yeah.
That's a different woman.
Oh, yeah.
Different person. You know
No,
what I mean?
I get it.
Yeah.
And vacation sex is different than at home sex. It's funny. Ooh, nice hotel, different sex. Like, oh, I get it.
Because I don't have to change the sheets at a hotel.
That's why we always get the 2 beds. We always get we don't need the 1 king. We get the 2 beds. One's for filth. Oh, this went in a bad direction.
Yeah, it did.
But we know it's funny if people are laughing. I don't know. What would you consider? You girls consider renting clothes?
Yes.
Because on average, I would assume
look,
for $100 you get 6 outfits. You probably spend that through that month anyway.
Well, no, look, it's definitely a luxury, right, to be able to rent your clothes. I will say that since I started
Well,
this,
I
I've been
thought it
doing
was more. I'm glad to hear that it's only $100.
I've been doing
Either
it
that or you're lying to me.
for years now, and I spend less money on clothes. So, like,
Because-
I don't
because
buy
you
as
rent it.
much. Yeah.
Because you know there's shit coming.
Yes, and I have to really, really love something and know that I'm going to wear it repeatedly.
Because you can choose
before
to
I'll
keep it.
If you like it, you can keep it, and it's usually at a discounted price. If it's something that's been in their rotation renting a long time, the discount is bigger than if... Sometimes I get stuff in my box that's brand new and has tags on it. That's not uncommon.
I don't want anything brand new in your box. Come on, guy.
She was kind of
You saw a lot of innuendos. Yeah. We're doing good on this episode.
Clip it out. Make it a pic cherry.
Make it a Pick Cherry. There you go. Our sponsor, Pick Cherry. Download it on your app. I hope you have it, Mason, on your phone. I hope you have Pick Cherries on your phone. No, I'm excited about this episode.
Why are you so excited? You make me nervous when
Why?
you do that. I don't know. Are we not going to talk about baseball? Because for a second, I feel like we were kind of turning into a baseball podcast. We talked about baseball. on
No, we're
some
not
of the
talking about
episodes.
baseball. We're not talking about baseball. We're over that. My last advice to anybody about baseball: don't start elite baseball until you're 9.
Yeah, we talked about that. I wish in hindsight we
Just play little league till 9, maybe even 10. That's my advice to you. Avoid all the bullshit
Okay, but
drama.
why are you so excited about this episode?
I feel myself becoming a girl dad, and I love it. And watching Delilah do her dance.
We had a
And,
lot of Delilah. This weekend was kind of dedicated to Delilah.
Oh, it was awesome. and like the weird part is I could give a shit about any other kid on that, any other daughter up there. I could care less.
Oh, Delilah had her dance recital this
She had a
weekend,
dance
is what
recital.
you're talking about.
And dude, I'm like, and then she would come
I
out.
think that's every dad in the audience.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, look, when I say I don't give a shit, I mean of course I care about them, but but I'm not like excited to watch them dance. However,
Yes.
I will comment. And maybe I'm gonna catch a lot of shit for this. There was a bigger girl. Do you remember her?
I do.
I was so impressed with her.
She was a beautiful dancer.
It was incredible.
Yeah. To see someone so in their body like that, I nerd out over that stuff. I was just really impressed.
When I tell you this girl was big, I mean, she was a big girl.
Yeah.
Just not just a big person.
She is not your traditional ballerina body.
But she was the most graceful. And the way she moved, that was one that I was like.
She was so aware of every movement of her body. Yeah.
It was impressive.
Yeah.
Like and here are these little petite skinny girls dancing with her. She was doing everything better than them.
Yeah.
And that caught my eye.
Yeah.
That I was sitting there like, whatever. Then if I'm being honest, I see this big girl come out.
I'm so cold. I'm shaking. Can I turn off the fan?
That's the light.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. This big girl comes out, and I'm like, oh, here we go with this. Everybody gets a fucking trophy, and everybody gets to dance, right?
Yeah.
That's how I felt. And she blew my mind.
Yeah.
She was so graceful and so amazing that, and I don't want to sound bad, I couldn't keep my eyes off her.
Yeah.
She was so graceful.
She was captivating.
She was, I was so impressed.
Yeah.
With her abilities. So that was the only other one that I was like, oh wow.
Caught your attention.
And then there was moments because the outfits are really cute.
Yeah.
When the littles come out, and like one of the group had like they're like little hip hop girls, and they had the things tied around their waist, and it just looked so cool with their little hip hop. Little things like that, you know. But when Delilah came out, I mean, I was like, and she stole the show.
Steve was the obnoxious dad in the aisle, like with his hands.
I couldn't take it.
At her.
She was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen in my whole entire life. No offense, but I was like, my little girl.
Yeah.
And she came out, and she was terrible. But it was the cutest thing. But she would try.
No,
she would try.
She did much better at dress rehearsal with you not distracting her. You
and
you
she would do
were
this.
The problem, Steve.
She'd go like this. Because I would wave and she'd go like this.
She couldn't see him under
and like
the
little
light.
binoculars.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, oh, like the whole crowd, oh. So then that's the first performance. And then I got the fuck out of there. And I went to, me and Daddy Raymond.
She was the last song in the 2.5 hour show.
Look, father-in-laws are great, and I will tell you why. And hopefully you get a good one. But you know, it's like having a dad, but not your dad. Does that make sense? So we're sitting out there.
Y'all came in giggling right before Delilah went on to dance.
And I'm probably gonna go to hell for this, but this old man with a walker.
Yes.
Okay. We turn around. We see him come out, and we're way over here. And it's the entire auditorium. He has to get across the entire to go to the restroom. So me and your dad are like, you know, just having normal talk. And we both see the guy. And then we're talking, and then we turn around, and we see him again, and he's really made not much progress. Right? So then we're talking again, and then there's probably another 5 minutes that have gone by. And then Raymond goes, hey, dude, he's still not here, right? And we just started laughing, right? And then the way he would walk, I mean, so me and Daddy Ray like kids trying to keep it together. Because he would, I can't even do it. He would walk, and I wish you could see my feet. And then he would go, click, 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 click. And then he'd go in place. And he would do that, right? And we're trying to keep it together as he's walking by. And it took a long time to walk by. So we got to keep it together for a long time. And then, oh my God, he finally makes it to the restroom. And I go, he might as well just go to the car. No fucking way he makes it back. So that's why we were laughing.
Y'all came in and y'all were both giggling.
Like kids.
Yes, and y'all were opposite. You're on this side of me and Dad's on that
It's
end.
that at church laugh.
Yes.
You know, where you're not supposed to be laughing.
And then it's even funnier.
It's even funnier.
But y'all had been gone the whole second act. I was like, did they go have a gummy bear?
We couldn't even look at each other. You know, like if we looked at each other, we'd start giggling again. Because I go, bro, why is he even going to go back to the show? He ain't going to make it. It took him 25 fucking minutes to get to the restroom.
Poor guy.
The show's over. He's going to walk in and have to walk back out, right? Freaking had to laugh. So then Delilah comes out for the second time, and I went in for that. No sense in sitting there for the whole show.
You mean like most of the audience does?
Well, they shouldn't make parents do that.
What do you mean? Then you have people shuffling in and out of the auditorium between dances. Then the show lasts longer.
No, they should
Just
go.
stay in your seat and let's keep this thing moving.
No, they should go. Your kid is at this time and at this time. And when they're done, vamonos.
I don't think that's possible.
I think it's silly.
I don't think
to
that's
have to sit there.
logistically possible.
You have daughters. Did y'all go through this?
Yeah, everyone does.
But don't you agree that you get the fuck out once you see your kid? I don't care to see the other kids.
Do you want to perform for an audience with 5 people in it? Because Delilah was the last one.
So that's fine. I don't care.
That's not the experience for the child.
Anyway, she comes out, and the second outfit was the cutest. And it was like this little gold thing. I took a picture of it.
It's like a little they were like little tigers.
Oh my God, little tiger, right? Little tiger. And they came out, and then Delilah is just very clearly the cutest.
It was their tap dance.
And she stops and just starts picking her nose, digging out a booger, and then in front of everybody eats it. And I
don't know that I saw her eat it. I definitely saw her picking it for
and the audience is dying laughing because this little girl has stopped dancing. She's absolutely stunning and beautiful, but now she's poking her nose, and then she goes, and you heard the crowd go, "Oh, like okay, right?"
That's that Trevino daughter, isn't it?
Yeah, and then she does this again because I'm like Delilah, I'm not saying Delilah.
You were so distracting. You might as well have been saying.
I wanted
Delilah.
her to see Daddy. So then she it ends. She walks up
off the stage onto the apron,
and then the apron starts to close.
The curtain.
And then she's like a cartoon trying to get back through the apron.
She said, "I'm trying to get to my friends."
She says, "I'm trying to get to my friend," and the whole crowd just died laughing. And it was just.
She got caught in the curtain in her little tap shoes tapping. It was so cute.
And when I gave her flower, she clutched her pearls.
Oh, she was so excited when everyone gave her flower.
Thank you, Daddy. Nobody got credit but me. Everybody gave her a flower. And she goes, "Thank you, Daddy. My daddy gave me flowers." Cutest fucking thing ever. Now, this is why I'm excited.
I don't think she's really into dancing. I just think she was really about being on stage and on the show, in a show.
Definitely, yeah. And I think that us laughing, because she knew it. She was, I made everybody laugh.
Yeah, as soon as
like
she got in the car.
I'm afraid that she's like, I want to be a comedian. I'm like, oh fuck. Right?
Yeah, we got in the car. She didn't want to do dance again, but she wanted to do the recital again.
She goes, when do we do that again? Yeah. But it was just a really great moment for me, and it's different than, I love seeing Garrett clobber a baseball or make a great baseball play, and it makes me very proud in a different way.
What does Garrett? Delilah?
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
It's similar, but it's different.
There was immense pride when she picked her nose on stage in front of an auditorium full of people.
No, well, it's that she could do no wrong.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing she can do in my eyes that I'm like, I don't care. My daughter picked her nose. Like, that's my baby. And we all know she's the most beautiful girl out there. I mean, it's very clear. I mean, the audience, all eyes were on her. She stole the show. But I started writing this bit, Rick, because I always say that in order for me to write material, I have to live it.
Yeah.
If I don't live it, there has to be a moment that I'm in that makes me go, oh, that's going to make a great joke. Right?
Yeah.
Well, it happened.
Uh-huh.
And I will tell you why. I truly was looking forward to this daddy-daughter dance.
Yeah.
Like,
because you also had a daddy-daughter dance this weekend.
I had a daddy-daughter dance.
We made a big deal out of it.
Well, I wanted to make a big deal out of it. And she always wants to dance with me. If we're back in Cantina Trevino and there's music playing, she's like, "Daddy, dance with me."
Yeah.
"Daddy, dance with me," right? "Pick me up, Daddy, dance with me." And I dance with her and she loves it. And she would not stop dancing with me the other day. Daddy, and we got to practice, Daddy. So we practiced, and I was doing little spins, and I was like, oh, we can do this and we can do that at the daddy-daughter dance, and blah blah blah. And I'm excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm gonna wear. Like I'm like in it. I'm gonna wear. Let's go. I took her dress shopping. We got her a dress, and and Renae ordered these little cute shoes, and
with like a little heel on them.
Oh, I got her a crown. She had to have a crown.
She wanted a crown.
Like I was like,
girl was committed.
And then at night, I would think, oh, this is how it's gonna be. We're gonna get to the dance, and she's not gonna be able to keep her eyes off her daddy. And it's gonna be me and her, and we're gonna dance together. And it's our first daddy-daughter dance. I'm probably gonna cry. Like I'm in it.
Yes. Oh, you already prepped her. You told her. You said, Delilah, I'm probably gonna cry, but it's just because Daddy's really excited.
I got emotional a couple times. I mean, where I was like, ooh, we're gonna fight that back. Yeah. We got some allergies. Got some allergies going on here. I mean, for real. Like, I mean, did you go through that? I mean, I'm like, whoo. I'm getting a little emotional now. I'm like, whoo, right? But in my head, I am picturing our night. And I'm like, this is an opportunity to be just with my daughter. And I'm in it. And I want to dance with her. And I want to do the whole thing. And we get there. And she doesn't give a fuck about me.
I love that.
Dude.
I love that.
She was like, I want cotton candy. I want snacks. And I got to go find some cool chicks to hang out with. Dude. And then not only that, she hands me her purse and her crown, and she's like, later, loser, right? And I'm following her around, like trying to stay, because I don't know, it's in a gym, so I don't want her to get hurt or, and I'm like, well, maybe she'll dance with me.
You don't want her to trip and fall with her little heels?
And she came up to me and she goes, Daddy, leave me alone. Sit right there. I know where you are. I'm like, so there I was.
With cotton candy?
With the purse and the crown and other sad dads. Like other dads were sitting there with their little purse. And we would talk and we were there. And it was just, I was like, oh.
Did y'all dance at all?
We danced one because I made her. And then at one point she comes bolting towards me, right? And it was a George Strait song. And I thought, oh, she knows we always dance George Strait. Like, she knows that. It's my baby. She's coming. And she goes, I got to pee. Take me to the restroom. So I'm like, fuck. So I take her to the restroom. I go, do you want to dance, Mama? She goes, no, I got to get to my friends. And she just fucking bailed on me. And then I thought to myself, for the first time, I now know what Renae feels like.
What do you mean?
When we go to a nice place and you get all dressed up. And it's supposed to be me and you. And all the dudes are like, ooh, craps table. And we're like, later, loser. And then you're sitting there with your purse. And your other girlfriend's like, well, I guess here we are. Also, it was supposed to be me and him.
Yeah.
And he left. So I thought, oh my God, I got to write that joke.
Yeah.
Because I have never understood. Because sometimes Renae and I get dressed up. We do Vegas or we go to a nice dinner.
And I'm like, why am I even here?
Right. And then the guys go off and hang out. And I thought to myself, this is the first time that I have had that perspective of how Renae must feel when she's like, oh, we're going on vacation or we're going on a real date or we're going to go to Vegas. And Renae spends 2 hours getting ready and looking beautiful. And she's excited to go out with her husband. And I'm like, peace out, brah. I'm going to go fucking hang out. It made me go, oh, I got a dose of my own medicine. Right? Because here I was dressed up, ready to go. It was supposed to be me and her. And she's like, later, loser. And I'm just sitting there like, well, shit. Like you said.
That is not what I thought you were going to say at all.
Why am I even here?
Yeah. You could have dropped her off.
Right. Rick, do you like it? You like the premise?
Yeah, I love the premise.
Because I've never seen it from Renae's side. But now, right now.
Yeah.
And the weird thing about men, or at least me, sometimes I want Renae with me. I just don't want to talk to her sometimes.
No, it's so true.
And I think Patrice O'Neal did a bit about it where it's like, no, I want you with me.
That's how I feel about us traveling as a family sometimes on the road. I'm like, I know you want your family with you. I know it's like mentally healthy for you and all of us, but sometimes it's so fucking hard. I'm like, why are we even here? Like, why are we torturing ourselves this way?
But I want to crawl into a bed with my wife. That's
Yeah.
if it's just it is comforting to me.
Yeah.
It is, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to hang out with you all day. But can I crawl into bed with you? Am I making sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you don't care if I'm around or not.
Well, no, I'm like, I could be home right now in my PJs, in my own bed, really comfortable. I could have put the kids to bed at 7:00 and been in a quiet house by myself with the control of the remote. And then we're on the road and the kids are up till 9 and they're having meltdowns and we have to get back to the hotel or we're on the road shuffling them in a car. I'm like, why are we doing this?
I agree with you, but there's something about the chaos because you sit there and you go.
Because you like chaos.
No. But in life in general, like, you sit there and you go, okay, God, the kids they want this, they want that. We're busy. We're doing this. We're doing that.
Yeah.
And they're, like I said, Friday when I go on the road, I'm like, oh. But Saturday when I wake up, the silence kills me. I'm like, I want
You're like, how come nobody's slapping me in the face to wake
the
up?
chaos back.
Yeah.
Like your girls are going to college, right? And your home has completely slowed down.
Absolutely.
And you miss it, right?
I know. I have to decide if I like him.
Like now you really have to decide.
That's scary. I know. It's scary. The thought of like this chaos and then when it stops.
Because it stops.
Like what happens when you don't go on the road anymore? I don't know if I'll like you that much.
You never liked me anyway. You just like what I provide.
That's not true.
But you
But it's scary.
But it's a different relationship,
Yeah.
right? And I've been talking about that on stage too, and we talked about it a couple episodes ago, where you go, the Steve and Renae without kids and dating and partying and having fun.
We were a lot of fun.
That was a different relationship.
Yeah.
Now we have to learn to be different with the schedules and the kids and
The family Google Calendar. We didn't have to mess with a family Google Calendar before.
I mean, there's not a date that Renae and I go on where we don't talk about our kids. I mean, even if we're on a date, we're like, oh, Garrett's doing this or
Yeah.
Delilah's
oh,
doing
I forgot to
that,
tell you
or,
this happened. Yeah.
So, but then you get to a stage where you're at, where the girls are going to college. Then it's like a whole new chapter of,
I can't imagine.
we're got to be in a relationship again.
It's a season.
It's hard, right?
It's a challenge.
But then we're seeing it with your parents, where now it's like, oh, we're transitioning to grandma and grandpa and retirement. And
Yeah.
what is that part of our life
Retirement. Yeah.
gonna look like?
Yeah.
Right? I think that I am, and you and Rick, I think we're very, very fortunate, and even Mason, that we have a really fun job.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's energetic.
Something I don't want to retire from.
Yeah, you don't have to retire,
Yeah.
right? I mean, they asked Ray Charles one time, they said, are you ever going to retire? And he goes, retiring is what people do that don't like their job. But then you get somebody like Renee's dad and mom,
Yeah.
they do like their job. Your mom does like being a hairdresser.
Yeah.
But then you have to balance, well, if I'm going to continue to be a hairdresser and your dad's going to continue to do his business, then maybe you're not the best grandpa and grandma. So what do you want?
Yeah.
Right? It's very, very complicated. Right? So, I mean, you look at Rick and Gigi, they're going through the, holy crap, our kids are becoming teenagers.
Yeah.
You know, their oldest son came over the other day. He towers me by 1.5 feet. And last year, he was at my shoulders. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
How's that transition, Rick, with the kids, getting hairs on their balls?
It's terrifying because Hayden, my oldest, is starting to learn how to drive.
Oh, my God.
Can you even imagine Garrett getting in a car?
Well, yeah, because he drives the Polaris every day.
Yeah.
But out on the road, because it's not. Sometimes it's not your kid that you're worried about.
It's him in a car with another driver. That the control freak in me is like, no, if Garrett's going somewhere, he's driving.
Well, and your girls are in college going through, oh my God, is this the one? Are they going to meet somebody? Like, that's scary. And you love your kids and you look at these fucksticks that are hitting on your daughters or, you know.
I was thinking about that the other day. What happens if you have a kid and then you just hate their partner? You just hate them, but that's who they're...
Well, hopefully they earn your respect because Renee's parents fucking hated me. They hated me, bro.
Oh, Mason, but you opened a wound, buddy.
Bro, I showed up with a big old boner, and they're like, "Get him out of here! Get him!" No, they didn't like me. They did not like me, and I understand why. I it's hard. That's your baby girl. You know, I mean, that's got to be a
Imagine
tough...
if Delilah brought home 25-year-old Steve, which is what I did. 25-year-old Steve is who my parents
I was 27.
I don't remember. Okay, whatever. But
I don't know. I mean, my philosophy with that would be, I love him as long as you love him, and if you don't love him,
even if he's a mess
inside of me, and me and you will have dinners and go, fuck that dude.
How do we get rid of him?
Right? How do we get rid of him?
Yeah.
But you also don't want your daughter to hate you for hating him.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to play this kind of fine line because, and then again.
And Delilah, you say you don't like him, he's going to stick around.
Right. So you have to figure out like how to navigate the situation without also losing your daughter.
Yeah.
Right? Because then your daughter will go, well, screw you. I love him and you don't get it. And I'm out of here. And then you go, oh, crap. So now you've pushed your daughter away. Yeah. It's complicated.
Or you've made home so comfy that saying I'm out of here is not a good option.
I mean, hopefully you raise your kids the best you can.
Yeah.
Right. And you hope that the morals and all the things that you've instilled in them, they look for. I mean, I would say that,
I married my dad.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think you looked for your dad was such a great dad.
Yeah. That
you looked for qualities that your dad had. And unfortunately, because we were in LA, I don't think your parents got to see those qualities in me.
Yes. Yeah. No, right? I've always said that. They passed judgment on you not really knowing you because they didn't spend time with you or see us together because we lived in a different state.
I think that they weren't able. I mean, and I'm very similar to your dad.
Yeah.
Which is why we get along.
Yeah.
Very, very well.
Yeah.
Right. So I hope that Delilah sees how I treat her and Delilah sees how I treat you and Delilah sees me constantly working, which is why, a lot of times Renae says, well, why don't you hire somebody to do the yard? And I go, well, that's the only manual labor I do. So I want my kids to see me. I don't want my kids to go, well, you just hire people.
Yeah.
Because that's what my dad did. My dad just hired people. I don't want, because that's what happened to Renae when it comes to cleaning. When I met Renae, she was like, well, you just hire somebody, right?
I swept the house this morning.
Well, you've grown
yesterday.
up.
I swept the house yesterday.
But when we first dated, Renae didn't wash her clothes, fold her clothes, put her clothes away. It didn't do any of that. So when we got married, she was like, what is this?
Yes, I did. I went to college. I had to do my own laundry in college. No one was doing my laundry in college.
I know, but then you moved in with me and you were like, what is this cleaning thing? There's got to be a person, right, that comes. When does that person come? But wouldn't you say that, though? That it sets a standard. I'm not being mean. I'm just saying it sets a standard of, which is why we need to tell Delilah, like, you're responsible for your room.
Yeah.
And your clothes and your shit.
Yeah.
And Garrett, you're responsible for your room
restroom.
and your shit. Clean it. Know how to clean it.
Yeah.
Because when I was growing up.
You say that, but I am the only one that tells them to pick up their stuff.
That's not true. When I was a kid, I don't know how it was at y'all's house, but we would wake up on a Sunday morning to music and all us kids would be like, oh, shit.
We have to clean?
We have to clean. And my mom would have her hair in a bun and she'd be already have all the stuff would be out. And she's like, you're doing the restroom. Yeah. And we'd be like, fuck this day.
Yeah.
But we'd have to deep clean the whole house ourselves.
Okay. I think we have something to put on our summer bucket list with the kids.
At 8 years old, what do you think kids should be doing?
Oh, there's
Because right now Garrett feeds the chickens,
yeah.
takes care of the chickens,
Yeah, but not as often as he should.
right? But he brings in the trash cans.
Yes.
He takes care of his room upkeep.
Yeah.
Makes his
with
bed,
some nagging.
puts his clothes in the
yes,
hamper.
with nagging.
Brushes his own teeth. We don't have to tell him.
Yeah.
Showers.
At 8, kids are like this summer. I think he's totally capable of doing his own laundry.
Meanwhile, in China, they made those shoes. Meanwhile, in China, an 8-year-old made those shoes.
He's also capable of loading and unloading the dishwasher, and he doesn't do that.
But he does bring his plate to the sink.
With nagging, yeah.
He does throw his paper plate away. We use a lot of paper plates here because Renae doesn't clean.
Shut your mouth.
Bad for the environment. But I mean, we're pretty hard on Garrett when it comes to, like, yesterday we got a new trampoline, and my philosophy, I'm out there busting my ass putting this fucking trampoline together, and my philosophy is it's not mine, it's yours, Garrett. So I made Garrett come out, unpack everything, what he could do, right? Put the boxes in order.
Yeah.
Help me get all the pieces out like I need them. Like I made him work, and he goes, "Why do I got to do this?" I go, "Because it's not my trampoline. It's yours, dude."
Yeah.
So I made him do it with me.
That's a good lesson.
Right? To go, hey, like, if you're going to enjoy this trampoline, you should also work, right? We also threw a party for Rebecca, nanny / assistant, for her graduation. And Rebecca has been so amazing to our family. She has been sweet and kind and always on time, never late. She's just a sweet soul. And we offered to throw a graduation party for her and her sister in Cantina Trevino. And I made Garrett come out and help. And my explanation to Garrett was, she's always there for us. And she has always been there for you. Mm-hmm. And you should work to help her have a nice party.
Yeah.
So I made Garrett pick up trash and sweep and help. So I told him, I go, there's a sense of pride in, hey, I helped Rebecca have a nice party.
Yeah.
So I made Garrett do that, right? So you have to find those moments where there's a learning moment here. I don't need you to like work for 5 hours, but come out and help. I hung lights in the trees, and I made Garrett like hand me the zip ties and contribute, right?
Yeah.
So that he can also say, I helped, right? Which was interesting because it was a great party. Kind of boring. I was a little disappointed. In these college kids. I was ready to throw down. I bought booze.
There was no one to play craps with Steve at 4 a.m. He was very disappointed.
Dude, they're wrapping it up at 10:30. I'm like, whoa. All I'm saying is, if I was at that party and here with all the free booze, with everything we have in that barn, I would have been calling my friends. I would have been like, get the fuck over here. It's free booze. Let's party. Yeah. I would have been in my underwear already. I would have already been in my underwear. And nothing, it was very professional.
That's why you were never a nanny for a 3-year-old and an 8-year-old.
I was very, even Tatiana showed up. She's like, let's do this shit. I'm like, it's nothing going down, brah. They're singing show tunes. They're doing karaoke, singing show tunes. It's not happening. Very good kids. I don't want to, they're very good kids. But
they were being respectful of our homes, Trevino.
Fuck that. Like, let's go. I was ready to clean up, throw up the next day.
Like, here's stuff you could break.
Find a dude passed out in the chicken coop. Like, I'm talking good party, right? I'm talking like a good party. But they bailed. But it was funny because Rebecca's sister, Ray, she was also part of the celebration. She's engaged. And her guy, he was so
sweet.
I liked him a lot.
So sweet.
I really liked him a lot. But he really interested me because he kept asking questions.
Really?
Like he goes, I want to be successful. Your house seems like you're very successful. Like, tell me, what's the secret? And I said, dude, it is. And by the way, I started working out there at 1:00.
Yeah. People showed up and you still had your cowboy hat and your long sleeve and your snake boots with your shorts.
I was still in work
Yeah.
outfit. It
You
wasn't
were
my
still in your
party.
work
Like, you know, they were partying.
I asked her, I was like, are you going to go in and shower and
But
change?
at that point, by the time everybody got there, I was just finishing up, you know, getting everything, all the details done. I'm like, screw it. I'll just stay in my work outfit. But, you know, I told him, I go, I'm here to serve. I want to serve. And I think this younger generation doesn't know how to serve. And I think if you learn to serve at an early age, guys in charge see that. And they go, hey, I don't have to tell this kid what to do, right? He's not afraid to sweep. He's not afraid to mop. He's not afraid to clean up the trash. He's not afraid to work hard. That's the kind of guy or gal that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I made more money than anybody ever waiting tables. And it was because I wanted to serve. I wanted to do a good job. And I would give a table away. And servers would be like, why are you giving a table away? I go, because I want to be able to take care of the tables I have. And if I give that table away, I can give these people better service and not less service. And they get mad at me. And they'd be like, let me see how much did you sell? How did you sell more and you had one less table? I go, because I worked and I wanted to serve. And in my opinion, that leads to success. And even though this was my house, my place, I was there picking up plates, throwing trash away, sweeping behind people, putting up the tables, putting up the chairs. It's my home. And he was like, oh, okay, so you know, what do you mean by that? I go, you just have to be the guy that's willing to do things other people aren't willing to do. And you'll get noticed. People will help you become successful. But nobody wants the self-entitled, I deserve this, I deserve that. You know, how come I don't have your job? Motherfucker, because I've been here longer. Because I've been busting my ass.
Yeah.
Because I've been serving, because I was there. You know, my dad talks about it in the refinery business. My dad said when he was coming up, all the young guys, it was an unwritten rule that they would take care of the older guys. Because it's a hard job. It's refinery maintenance. And my dad said it was an unwritten rule that we wanted to help the guys that were close to retiring have an easier day at work. He goes, so we always picked up the slack. He goes, by the time I got to the point where I was there, those kids didn't give a shit. Yep. He goes, none of the young guys had the same attitude we did, which was help the older guys.
Yeah.
You know, he goes, I was on my own. These young guys didn't care about us, you know. But anyway, I don't know how we ended up there. But I think we have a good joke on our hands.
Yes.
I think it's a good perspective.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to try to write it out in my head and figure out how to tell that story. But I think it's really funny.
It's around daddy-daughter dance.
Around the daddy-daughter dance.
And the perspective that gave you.
Yeah. And me sitting there with my purse all sad. And my crown. And I would walk around with it. I'd have my little purse. And then I'd be like, and then she'd be like, later. And then she like, I will say this about Delilah. Delilah's like me. Delilah's never met a stranger.
She is so your personality. She
Delilah-
loves a
Delilah-
party and she never meets a stranger.
Dude, Sunday evening, we had a bunch of the kids over, the baseball kids. We all jumped in the pool, and Delilah goes, party! I go, yeah, baby. She goes, it's a party! I'm like, let's go, dude. Yes, it is a party.
Oh.
She's going to be a fucking handful, dude.
Yeah, she's so Steve.
No,
She's your
no.
personality. I
No.
mean, she's girly like me, but inherently, her
Both
little
kids.
spirit is you.
Both kids, I will say, are a very good combination. And it just so happens that Delilah has the fuck yeah, let's party part of me. Right? That's Delilah.
I
right?
think she's got a lot of you.
But Garrett does too. Like Garrett has the yes, let's party. And what he's like about you is when he's tired, he's like, everybody go home. Like me and Delilah don't get tired. Like there is no getting tired.
Yeah.
If there's a party, we're in it.
Yeah.
But Garrett will party and then be like, hey, make these motherfuckers leave. like, what's going on? What? Aren't they tired? Let's go. But he will party. Like he'll be like, woo. And then, hey, wrap it up. And then Renee's like, yeah, let's, Steve, it's 4 a.m. and Delilah's still over there freaking hanging out. That's
the hardest part when we host something is getting the girl to bed, because if people are still here and there is music still playing, that child will lose her shit if you make her go
But
to
she's
bed.
in a good mood. It's not that she's not. Garrett gets grumpy. Garrett gets to the later on in the night, and he like Renae, where he's like, ugh, I don't like any of these people. I did earlier. I don't anymore. I'm ready to go to bed. Delilah's like, I'm good. What are we doing? What's next? She's on the stage dancing. Her feet are all black because she doesn't wear shoes. Right? She's screaming and kicking because Renae had to make her pee. She didn't want to leave the party. She's going down the slide. Right? She's like, and she's very self-reliant. She doesn't need anybody.
Yeah.
She'll party by herself.
Yeah,
I need people.
that's true.
She is like, Garrett needs people. So it's a good,
Yeah.
but I also think, and I know they're my kids and I don't want to brag, my kids are very smart, but I think it's because Renae was book smart and I was always street smart. And I think they got kind of a little bit of the two, you know. But Garrett treats school like, I mean, the other day he was like, I got an 87. How am I going to get an A&M like this? At 8. And I'm like, dude, chill out. Daddy's got money. You're getting in. You're getting in. We'll buy a building. What are we doing? The new theater arts department. We got this.
I think they cracked down on that.
Yeah, that's an in. But your kids, Rick, good combination of the two, or?
Oh, right down the middle.
Yeah.
Except the problem is they've got a lot of the geeky stuff from my wife, like Dungeons and Dragons. How can you deal with that?
Oh, that's a tough one. Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, Garrett was into Pokemon for a little while, and we just ignored it. Yeah. He's like, you going to buy me more Pokemon? I'm like, yeah, probably not. Yeah, probably not happening, dude. No, Dad, but this is a Charizard. I'm like, oh, shit. And not that there's anything wrong with that. If that's what your kid's into, great. We did not encourage. We also didn't encourage the superheroes. I didn't want my kid to be the Spider-Man kid. Have you seen Daddy Daycare with
I don't remember Daddy Daycare. Which one was that?
with Eddie Murphy?
No, I'm thinking of Kindergarten Cop with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't remember Daddy Daycare.
Who is your daddy and what does he do? It's not a tumor. Anybody can do an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. Get down! Yeah! Get out of here! There's a bomb in here! Yeah! See, it's easy. Those are easy. You know, it's an easy impression. All right, we got to go. Tell us about our sponsors, honey.
Oh, Old Salt Coffee. We drink Old Salt Coffee in the morning. It is delicious.
That's what
if
you're
you haven't
drinking.
tried it. It is good, isn't it?
For
You'll
drip
get
coffee,
spoiled.
it's good.
Trevino 10 is the code if you want some Old Salt Coffee. Aztec Chevy. They're not just Aztec. They're not just Chevy anymore. They are Ford as well.
We have a Ford dealership in Goliad. We have a Chevy dealership in Uvalde. We now are very excited to announce Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge in Beeville.
Yeah.
And we got another Ford store right there in downtown Beeville, Texas.
They actually had us driving here. We did talk about this on the podcast. I know we're wrapping up, but they had us driving around in this electric blue Corvette for a while.
It wasn't electric.
What do you? No, it wouldn't. The color was
electric.
electric blue. Not that the Corvette was
It
electric.
would have matched your bullshit here.
Yes, it would have. No, but the interior was so pretty. It was navy with like this bright blue stitching. It was gorgeous. It was
Imagine
really
a Steve Harvey suit. That's what it looked like.
No, because I usually don't like anything that flashy, but because it was like mostly navy with just a little bit of that bright blue trim, it was really cool.
I will
Yes.
tell you. I will tell you this. There has been times that I think like, oh, maybe a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, a Corvette, like, that seems like fun, right? Like I'm like,
Yeah.
it was fun,
Yeah.
but not fun enough that I wanted it. Right? It wasn't fun enough that I was like.
It's because we have kids all the time.
But
It's
even
very
then,
rare that we're like.
I enjoyed taking the top down, cruising around, but I was not like, ooh, I want to do this more. It was more like, this is cool.
Yeah.
Like right now, it's cool, but I'm not gonna go out and buy it. I'd rather be in my 57 Chevy, cruising around,
Yeah.
looking cool, going 35. And that's the other problem with the damn Corvette. I wanted to open that thing up every chance I got. And if I buy it and I have it, I'll definitely get a ticket. Because I'd be on a road and I'm like, I'd freaking hit it. And even with Garrett's like, we just went 100. I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, you know what? I probably don't need that in my life. Renae can barely drive her car, much less a machine like that. But maybe someday, like a Lamborghini or a Ferrari just to have, if I have stupid money, which I don't have. If I have FU money, then just to have it. But I don't know. What about you, Rick? Well, you're huge. You wouldn't even fit in the damn Corvette.
Yeah, I would never buy that. That would be so uncomfortable.
Oh, dude, you'd be smelling your own balls. Yeah.
And on that note, thank you for watching.
Yeah. We're going to leave that on